Hello, and a little bit later than what I would have wanted to, but it is what it is. So, welcome to the a look back at 2024 from a Raggy's Beer Review's perspective. Um, yeah, for most parts, a good year. Um, I mean, this year we went over to places like Mould, Rill, Prestatyn, Llandudno, Colwyn Bay, North Wales. Visited Mould Ale House. That was, an amazing pub. Black Cloak Tap Room. Got some amazing beers from up there. Polly's Bruco beers, exceptional beers in that part of the world. Their opening of their tap room will be absolutely amazing for Mould, assuming it is actually in Mould. But I think it will bring a lot of people to that area, and places like Rill and Prestatyn, for me, need a boost to their economies. And a tap room brings that because it brings people to the area, especially when people like Polly's Bruco are producing such great beers. And then Wild Horse Brewing obviously went there. Another trip this year was up to top of Yorkshire to Whitby Brewing Company. Brilliant. Top of the hill. Bloody hell, it's windy up there though. Going down into Whitby themselves, went to the Green Dragon Ale House. That was a lovely visit. There were other pubs, but obviously time constraints against us. Went to Scarborough. Went in the craft bar at Scarborough. Wow, absolutely legendary craft beer bar. Scarborough's all right, but that place deserves to be in somewhere like Nottingham. And it's certainly a micro pub that others can take what they do and put it in their micro pubs. The best micro pubs for me are those that put a bit of effort in to their pubs. You don't just walk in. There's a few benches and seats, and that's it. No, 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 no. This a true micro pub. Um, you know, Kind of slaughters anything we've got locally. Absolutely slaughters them. And I don't think there's anything near me that compares. And we've got some good ones near me, but this another level. Um, then over to Bridlington, went back to Brid Brewer and Tap Room, went to Free Bees, had a good time there. Went to Moon Tap, and yeah, and you got people coming out. Oh, under 18s aren't allowed in the bar. Okay, but we're on the street. Can I have a coke? No, we're not allowed to serve them cola. Fucking cola. I mean, for God's sakes, the lad's thirsty. He's got autism. Oh, we're not serving you a cola. And then came out 3 times. And that to me was both cuntish and unnecessary. Yeah. So, we'll never go there again. I didn't review the place. I didn't slag them off. I just don't agree with the way they do business. But, it's up to them, I suppose. Went back to Brid Brewer and Tap Room. Did two beers there. Still to review on the channel. I've not reviewed them yet. Had so many Christmas beers to review that it's chucked all my beer reviews out, and but now we'll get to them pretty soon. So from there, went to Three Brothers Brewing, Stockton on Tees. It was great to see the brewery. Great to have a look around the brewery. It's amazing that doing beer reviews opens up worlds to you. But if anything that beer reviewing's been good for, it's been that meeting people and going places in some ways in that respect. We also went to Filey as well. Great Cobbler's Arms in Filey. Oh, brilliant micro pub. Obviously, also on our travels this year, we've been over to Grimsby, to Docks Beers. Oh, brilliant. What a place. Parking's a bit suspect around there. Got to be careful where you park. There's a Tesco's literally around the corner. And if you can get a bus there, even better. Then you're not worrying about driving or anything like that. See, I was driving, so I couldn't. I could have a pint and a half, 2 pints, but I certainly couldn't drink anything more than that. Did get a cracking beer hall though, so I was happy about that. From there, went to Cleethorpes, some good bars at the Nottingham pub in Cleethorpes. Not the greatest range of cast, but to go in a Nottingham named pub when you're on holiday is a great thing. Went into Willie's Bar. That was all right. I mean, had a few bits of cask on. Sometimes it depends when you go to what's on the bar. From there, we went to Louth. Louth was great. Went to Munyard Brewery. Should have gone in the Tap on the Line, which is Luda Brewing's tap room sort of thing. Gutted I didn't go. I mean, we went to Luda Brewing, but we didn't go there. From there, we went to Skegness, to Wainfleet. We visited. We did look at the Bateman's Brewery. I was disappointed in Bateman's Brewery. They said something early on last year, never lived up to it, and obviously someone took an offence to one of my beer reviews or something. I don't know. It is what it is. I'm not losing any sleep over breweries now. And people, if they like you, they like you. Fair dues. If they don't like you, they don't like you. Can't change people. Can't change breweries. So why do I even care myself? I don't. Not anymore. Actually was quite disappointed with Bateman's Brewery shop. I thought they'd have more beers on. It's literally the stuff you get in supermarkets. Bar vintage ale. Vintage ale is nice. But the rest of it is stuff you can get in supermarkets. So there's no pull to go there. Nothing. No special beers that you can't get anywhere else. Bar vintage ale. That's the only reason for going on their website. You can get them cheaper. Get them cheaper in shops. Why would you go to the brewery when you can get them cheaper in shops? And you only can get that selection. Yeah, strange. And also this year we went over to Matlock. Had a tour around Matlock. Went to the first Titanic bod bar that I'd been to. Matlock Bod. That was all right in there. I went twice. I went on in the evening, then went in the daytime. Totally different experience. In the evening there was music on, beer flowing. In the morning it was a cup of coffee. Obviously I wasn't drinking. Cup of coffee and that. Then got a beer hall from there. And for a pub, very similar to what Blue Monkey do in Nottingham, where the pub starts off in the daytime as a coffee destination with breakfast offerings and stuff, and then after 12 o'clock turns into a mix, and then in the evening it turns into the pub. Very clever marketing and very clever way of extending the pub hours, giving people jobs. Decent. I liked it. I thought that was a good place. Went to Moot Ales, Red Lion, went to Bentley Book Brewing Company. Then we made the trip up to Bakewell, to Thornbridge, seeing the Union system on its first day up there. Yeah, that was quite special for me, because obviously being a bit of a fan of beer, to see that system, gifted to them as well. Well, they didn't buy it. It was gifted to them. So, for them to uphold the heritage, and they brewed some stunning beers off that this year. The Union, Burton Ale, the two beers that I've had. There's been other beers, but they're the two beers. And that's only their small batch brewing area. Where the tap room is, it's their small batch brewing area. Their other buildings is where they brew their mega batch stuff, that goes into cans and all around the country, or their cask stuff. So interesting that the collab's done one side and the other stuff's done the other side. So that's basically the travels around the country that we did. Did 4 collabs this year. Did one with Magpie Brewery, the green hopped. Can't remember the bloody name of the beer now. 6 hours of pulling bloody hops, green hops off. Yeah, it's a once in a lifetime experience. Yeah, I've done it once. I'm not doing it again. Fucking 6 hours sitting there. Yeah, could have been earning good money, but it was an experience more for Andy than for me. From the Happy Drinkers. Also did a collab with Bang the Elephant again. That was a beer that was at the Robin Hood Beer Festival. Funnily enough, wasn't available hardly anywhere else. So I reckon that stout was split into other stouts and named differently for other locations, because they brewed a full jobby there and only so many casks made it out. Not that much would have been sold at the beer festival because they had all their other beers as well, and it was only available in like a few locations in and around, you know, on Untapped. It wasn't showing up hardly anywhere that it was available, which is strange. I know Andy got some at Pottle. So yeah, strange, because you know how many casks come from a full mash tun, and yeah, strange one that. That was shot through the tart, a blueberry tart stout. There would have been other stouts. I'll have to look at what stouts came out in that and in and around that time. I'll guarantee that that it all wasn't blueberried, should we say? Then obviously we did two collabs with Brid Brewer and Tap Room, the Andy's HD ESB and the Ginger Notty, and both are ready for reviewing. Both sat by my back door actually, so I've got to get them reviewed. Give me a break from doing bloody Brewdog beers. Thought it was a good idea before Christmas, but I'm already bored shitless of them. They're not the greatest brewery, but once I've got them out of the way, job's good. And once I buy beers, I review them, whether or not I like the brewery or don't like the brewery. Yeah, I mean, and then also this year locally, we've supported new breweries, new tap rooms in Little Brewing in Derby. We've been over to Shiny a couple of times, Alter Ego Brewing. We've been to Liquid Light, Neon Raptor in the city centre. Been to beer festivals, Hucknall Beer Festival, which I still think is one of the best beer festivals in locally. You don't pay to go in. There's a flipping cracking range of beer. Camera help in setting it up. Andrew Ludlow and a couple of lads help setting it up. But it's not a camera event, and I like that because it stops a lot coming in. You know, well, I'm not getting into politics, but yeah, it's a fantastic beer festival, and I still rate it as the best. Obviously, went to Nottingham Craft Beer Festival. Went to Robin Hood Beer Festival only for the trade day at Robin Hood Beer Festival. Got on the wrong bus, slightly drunk. Got on the wrong bus, fucking ended up going round the city loop. I'm on this bus and I ain't got a clue where I was. And I tell you what, that's the evil with beer, when you're getting too drunk and you ain't got a clue where you're going. And that's when people get into trouble. And it happened to me, obviously, when I did this the year before. And yeah, lessons learnt on that. Will I go back to a craft beer festival this year or Robin Hood Beer Festival this year? I've got to be honest, I'm moving away from beer festivals. And I'm not the only one to say this, a lot of my friends say this, and a lot of the time they only go to the beer festivals because they're working the beer festival, so they get in for free anyway, so they haven't paid to get in. They'll work for so many hours and then go beer drinking, so they're already in. they get some free beer and then they go drinking afterwards. And you can't fault that. And I could have done that this year, but there's, we'll see if that happens at Robin Hood Beer Festival. If any breweries come to me and I work on their bar, then yeah, that'd be interesting. But as for paying 25 quid to get in, 26 quid at Robin Hood this year, and I'm like, fuck that. You get a pint and a half and a glass. I'd rather bring my own glass. What they ought to say is, bring your own glass, get a £5 off. Because the glass is a £5, yeah? So bring your own glass, get a £5 off. That brings the price, same as the Craft Beer Festival as well. That's 16 quid, and again, all you get is a glass. And it all depends on, in life, what you've got and that, money you've got and that, and coming to try all these beers. And which is why, for me, we're lucky in Nottingham. I don't know about other parts of the country, but on my travels, I've been round, and we are lucky where we are here, because in all the places I've been round, there's nothing like what we've got in Nottingham. I mean, I ain't seen all the country, so some of the beer reviewers out there who know more of the country now, there's certainly your Hopzines, your Kent Beer Reviews, and people like them will know there's places, cities and towns to go and visit, to visit, where there's an absolute armada of good beer and many locations to go drinking it. We in Nottingham have got those locations. You've got the city centre, the Sneinton area is just, amazing in that respect. You've got 2 brewery tap rooms. You've got 6 pubs, and every one of those has a lot of different beer in. And you don't need to go anywhere else. You certainly don't need to pay for a beer festival when there's so much already on the doorstep. And again, I look round, and for me, the Beeston area is king of all areas in Nottingham. Sneinton's second. On paper, Sneinton should be first. But I still think Beeston just about has it over Sneinton. It's tough, it's close. So yeah, a bit of a look back at 2024. Obviously, I found out I've had a year at work. I'm not going to go into too many details there. It's still difficult. It's not the job it was, and yeah. Some of them they need taking off certain people glasses so they can see what's going off. But sadly, that's in a lot of jobs. It's the same, isn't it? Where people aren't looking properly, aren't watching properly, and if they are, they're not taking any notice. They're rose-coloured spectacles sort of thing. But anyway, who knows what happens there? Is what it is. So obviously I found out I got diabetes as well, and I've just had my cereals. I never used to eat till about 5 in the afternoon. So I'm having my cereals, having my tablets, eating more veg and all that. Need to bring the beer drinking down even further, and obviously that's going to impact at some stage. That's going to impact on the reviews and all that. I have no idea what's going to happen to the channel this year, whether the channel continues or doesn't continue. As in everything, all hobbies, they run their course, and it's really funny because I've got back into the world of video gaming, and so on that side of things, we'll see where it all goes, really. Yeah, don't know where I'm going to go from there. Difficult choices ahead in some ways, but again, not sure, don't know where. So that's my look back at 2024. I'd like to thank everyone who's watched the channel this year, who I've spoke to, on all social medias. You know, not perfect by any means. Try to be the best person. Yeah, drop myself in the shit royally sometimes, but you know, no one's perfect. I'm certainly not, and you know, looking forward to seeing what the year opens, and what see then you know what the beer world does. It's been an eye-opening year. Got to be honest. Um, I just hope the beer world, the craft beer world especially, doesn't price itself out the market, because once you start doing that, then you know you're petitioning to the elite rather than you know this normal person. And yeah, there'll always be, you know, a lot of people follow the craft beer world, but there'll be a lot less, I would have thought. And I suppose it depends how much spare money you've got. Um, my beer spending will drop down significantly this year. Um, as it did last year, to be fair. I mean, last year I spent a lot less on beer than I'd done, certainly in COVID times, you know, spending anything up to £100 in a week on cans and bottles. I mean, I was reviewing 3 or 4 beers a night live. And a lot of them were double IPAs, some fucking cracking beers, mind you. But but yeah, yeah, them days of paying a lot of money out. Oof. So, may have to do more pub reviews, but we'll see how that goes as well. I can't be arsed with doing pub reviews half the time. People listening. There was a time when I was half drunk and I didn't really give a monkey's who's behind you. But now I kind of like the peace and tranquility of the weekend. It's funny how you know how you change even from year to year. But thank you for watching. See you soon.